I must say, this one might come off a little jaded from me. Apologies in advance if I do. I was half hesitant going into this day as I had some doubts, though I did end up enjoying most of the day and met some really cool people. I could just tell that something was not right in my gut about this day as I was booking it and waiting for it. It took nearly 2.5 hours to get out of Phuket and to get to where we were doing all the activities. ATV was a lot of fun, especially as first-time riders. You aren't afforded a lot of freedom in what you can do, basically just short of being chained together vehicle to vehicle. However, I wish it was of a bit more substance, such as riding it to see the elephants or something like that. Overall felt really short, which turned out to be a bit of a theme for the day. Afterwards, we went and did a short bit of trekking to go and see the elephants. In general, I can't say that these elephants looked like they were being treated as nicely as the ones we saw in Chiang Mai. It's just a feeling I had, and I hope it isn't true, but the way the handlers were talking to and shouting to the elephants didn't give a very good impression. This is also where my friend found out that her phone isn't waterproof as she hoped. Made us have to take a trek to the local Apple store, beginning our habit of splurging a little bit. Though I got a Pocket 3 out of it, so I guess I'm not complaining too much, just a little bit. Then quick lunch later, time to go down the zipline. Well, other people did anyways. I have a bit of agoraphobia, fear of heights, and it gets pretty bad. I could just barely do the bridge with my knuckles white from holding onto my dear life going across the damn thing. Obviously for the content, The bridge was fun, but everyone was saying that the zipline was too short. It does seem like it lasts about 2 seconds, which seems like a long time to me, but your mileage may vary. We were expecting a series of ziplines based on the promotional material we were given or had seen online, but there was a single one. On the way to the rafting, we saw elephants being ridden on. Please don't do this. Please do your research and find ethical places to put your money towards. While we were waiting for the rafting, the guides had a great sense of humor. Had to wait a while for the water swell, as there is a twice-a-day release from the dam. Not sure if it's designed that way for the rafting, or if it is like that for some ecological reasoning, but guides sure did a great job killing a bit of time and keeping us entertained in the meantime. Rafting was definitely the highlight of the day. However, the extra costs to go further was never mentioned in the briefing or any other time, and was asked as we finished the first section. In fact, they talked about going the extra distance as if it was part of the package, but just an option, not a paid option, mind you, in the briefing. Something to note compared to what I've experienced in New Zealand is that there was no safety briefing at all. What to do if it flips, if you fell out, etc. I also noticed no rope for throwing in the raft, in case someone goes overboard, and there was no pedaling required. I suppose it was rafting and not whitewater rafting? Anyway, it was like going down a giant water slide. Tell me, what has been your favourite outdoor activity in your travels? Leave it down in the comments. We forgot to bring extra clothes for some reason, probably because the booking never mentioned it, but also if it says bring a towel, you should almost assuredly bring an extra pair of clothes. And maybe you're smarter than I am and can read between the lines. So we had a fun time riding back in the wet for 2.5 hours. Given that we pay 3,400 bahts for it, I'm not sure if this was a good value. Honestly, if you want to do these activities, do them separately. For less amounts of money, I am seeing 2-hour ATV rides being offered, or 10 to 20 zipline packages through higher mountains for less than 1,500 bahts. Not to mention that all of these seem to be within Phuket, which means it would save you the 2-hour van ride each way. They also wanted 1,000 bahts for photos to be split among 4 people. There were 4 people in our group. I know this is common even in other areas of the world, but given how the price was different for everyone, depending on the size of the group, and not price per person, it wasn't really about the photos, was it? I can't tell if this was a tourist trip, but my gut kind of tells me it was. And this all kind of comes down to us not doing any research and going kind of headfirst into it. Or am I just being a bitter bastard? I mean, I was shouting at the clouds in the last video. I mean, probably a bit of column A and a bit of column B. But also, my point of reference is that Chiang Mai cooking class, which we paid half of this, well, a bit more than half of this, and I feel like we got a lot more out of it from the guide and everybody involved. And that included elephants too. I don't know. I guess it ultimately ends up being what you want out of your travels. And we did end up making some good memories, so there's that. Anyway, hope you have a good day. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think I'm just being a stingy old bastard. Who knows? Have a good one. Cheers.